For this reason, I have the pleasure of introducing the next speaker, Francescalberto de Bari, from the Port Authority of North Tyrrhenian, Livorno, Head of Research, who will explain an important initiative of the port and how the stakeholders are being involved in this wave of renovation. Francescalberto, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. It's really a pleasure and an honor for me to be here in person to give you this speech on behalf of the Northern Tyrrhenian Port Authority as coordinator of the Life for NECA, a project aiming to define concrete actions to make the Mediterranean Emission Control Area a reality. In particular, we are assessing technology, defining the support and financing tools, the investments and costs related to that perspective, the incentives and the measures to avoid any market distortion. I have the duty to bring to you all, to the European institutions and representatives, the main issues arising from the international workshop we had yesterday with partners and stakeholders, both European and non-European. The first message arising from the contribution of important enterprises that took part in yesterday's workshop is this: there is a number of technologies and solutions ready, available in different time frames. These tools are the result of investments in research and innovation. Therefore, we have a first conclusion. Mediterranean Emission Control Area can foster economy within the framework of green and blue transition. The second message is Life for NECA is a tool to enforce policy defined at European and international level. The idea underlying the project is to act at a local level to establish assets and facilities required. Let's say, to bring to the territory the MEDECA. And Life for NECA is an example of an overall approach, namely the MED for 55, that I will tell you something about in the conclusion. So, in this framework, port authorities play a key role as enablers of the transition towards a low or zero net emissions in the Mediterranean. And this is something that is an approach that is fully shared at port level from both sides of the Mediterranean. It is interesting to say that yesterday and in our meetings, we shared this perspective with the port of Alexandria in Egypt. We heard Dr. Antidormi talking about the situation at IMO. And then the port of Rades and Tunis, the Organisation de la Marine Marchande, l'Agence Nationale des Ports of Morocco. Okay, we share the idea that seaports are enablers in matching different stakeholders and in building up an integrated chain of assets, facilities and services related to the abatement of emissions. We are not talking about the mere removal of bottlenecks, but about seaports as a real engine for growth in the regional economy. With the Life for NECA, we defined and somehow tested a virtuous process and proposed a reference model within the framework of the ecological transition. At European level, now we have a full understanding of the maritime dimension of sustainability and development. Rosa told us, and Mario told us, the Barcelona Convention, the Green Deal, the Mediterranean Strategic Plan, and now the Mission Ocean. It's up somehow to local bodies linked to specific territories to implement and put in place concrete actions. This is the MED for 55 approach. And seaports are somehow natural coordinators of local enforcers. Okay? Every port and region have their own features, but port authorities can play the same key role as enablers and coordinators. Furthermore, There is a mix of minimal tools that are the same, that have to be the same in every territory, such as a sort of standard solutions. In conclusion, in the MED 455 approach towards the implementation on the territories of overall European strategies and policies, seaports are key enablers of quick win results and are coordinator of a local network made of industries, different industries, operators, knowledge providers, shipping companies, other regional governments, other public bodies. Furthermore, and this is a very important point, all major Mediterranean ports are linked to each other in a network of commercial and institutional cooperation. Isabel Rickbos knows that. And there is a wide and strong dialogue between managers of port authorities at technical, commercial, and strategic level. And this is a great accomplishment of the past, let's say often of the history, that is now ready to give its contribution to the life for NECA, to the building up of the Mediterranean Emission Control Area. And the framework, the MED 455 framework, is somehow a charter of local enforcers at Mediterranean level willing to put in place the mission ocean. So it's a pleasure again for me. Thank you all, and it will be a pleasure also to hear the point of view of some of the more important stakeholders of our initiative, such as ESPO, with Isabel Rickbos, that is a long-time friend of Livorno, and then the Sindaco, the Mazara del Vallo, that has its innovative vision of the blue growth. Thank you, everybody.